Hi guys, so for this week's Ask Nikki, Shayna actually pulled health questions for me. So all of the questions this week are kind of going to be relating to health stuff, not like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, nothing like that, just kind of health related questions. If a friend was asking me what I might suggest, and yeah, so I hope you guys had a really great weekend, and with that being said, I'm going to jump into the first question. Dear Nikki, I always feel as if I am fat. My life is based around dance, so I know that I am healthy and that is the most important thing to me, but I am very short and I am always upset about how wide I am. Whenever I say something like this to my friends, they always say how they are the fat ones when they are like twigs. What do I do? All right, well, I think actually you kind of answered your own question, if that's the right way to put it, at the end of that question, because at the end you said that your friends who you feel are twigs are always turning around and saying to you that you are so skinny, and you're like, when they're the twigs and I'm the wide one. There is this thing that I think all of us naturally as girls tend to struggle with, where we look at other girls and we think that what they have is better. All of us struggle with it. I struggle with it all day, day. I think most females do. If you don't, that's really cool for you, but I think a lot of us do. And it's hard because beauty, just like art or other, basically everything that isn't math, I guess, is not really factual. It's not something that, like, one person might say something is beautiful, or one person might say something is something or someone is thin, and another person might say, oh, well, that's fugly and they're fat. You know what I mean? It's all very debatable. So the hard thing and the lesson that I think is the journey of life is figuring out how to take care of yourself and be happy with yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and go, just to be happy with the body God gave you, because I realize that would sound very, what's the word? Hypocritical, considering I have had plastic surgery. And to everyone who did not know that, surprise, I have had plastic surgery. I made a whole video on that, so if you want to know like all of that information, I posted that last year. But the gist is I had a breast augmentation and I technically had liposuction. The reason, just watch the video. There's a reason I say technically, but I did have liposuction. So, I can't stand here and go, just be happy. But what I will say is everyone who has had plastic surgery out there knows, it's not really a matter of like, fixing that one thing doesn't just take away that issue. That's why I think some people can become really addicted to plastic surgery, because it doesn't end there, and that is not the issue. Almost like the physical things you're feeling self-conscious about, a lot of times it's not just that. Like, you can fix it and then you move on to something else. It's like an addiction that we have as girls to constantly find something. So I think, it's good to figure out like and deal with why you're comparing, because yes, you can fix things and I'm happy with the things that I did, but does that make sense? It's kind of like how when they talk about happiness, they say that like your physical circumstances, they've actually found this now in studies, have actually very little to do with their level of happiness. So fixing some of those things can help sometimes, but you still have to deal with the issue of like, why am I not happy? Because they found that so little of it actually has to do with your external circumstances. I kind of went off on a tangent, but hopefully you can see kind of what I was trying to say. So what I would really focus on, or what I would, I guess, recommend if I was talking to a friend, would be to focus on just trying to feel your best. You obviously, like you said, you're active, you're a dancer. Those are good things. Continue to eat good food and continue to try to be the best you that you can be, because you're never going to be that person, whoever it is that you're looking at, whichever friend it is you're looking at. You're not going to be them, but that's okay. That's not like you will never be them, so embrace you. It's like that's what makes you awesome, is that you're never going to be them. And that's what makes them awesome, is they're never going to be you. You're all your own unique people. So take care of yourself. Be the best you can be and want to be. And yeah. So that's the answer to that question. I understand though, because I too am a female. So the Twitter question for the week is, how do I stop being so hard on myself? I have a great job and a boyfriend, but I always feel like the grass is greener. Hashtag Ask Nikki P. All right. To those of you that don't know, I am an oldest child. I have 3 younger siblings, although sometimes it kind of feels like I only have 2 because my youngest brother, Casey, came into the house kind of when I was already, like, we got him like a couple months before I got married. So he feels more just like, I don't know. Yeah, he's my little brother. He feels like my brother, but I didn't grow up with the dynamic of 3 siblings. That was a pointless tangent. The point is, I am the oldest. Oldest child syndrome tends to be people and individuals that are hard on themselves. So I have to preface it by saying I struggle with that as well. I tend to constantly feel like no matter how much I do, it's never enough and there's always more I could be doing. And I constantly have this like internal struggle. Point is, I feel ya. I tend to be harder on myself too. And it's hard because I don't really have an answer for you. This is where I guess you guys come into play to leave comments in the comment section down below with thoughts, suggestions. I mean, the previous question too. I don't quite have an answer. I think that that's part of the journey of life. I can tell you, I mean, I'm still young, but I'm 26 now, and I can give you hope that a lot of the things that I have struggled with have gotten better and better because I'm constantly working on them. So while I don't have an answer for this, I think if that's something you continue to work on to just be your best and focus on, you know, actively trying to be nice to yourself and trying to just be your best, but cut yourself a little grace, I think it's going to get better. I mean, I've noticed other things in my life have gotten better as I've gotten older. So I guess, yeah, check the comments because everyone watching, if you have thoughts on that or any of it, leave it down below. So, you know, we can all talk about this stuff and yeah. So, with that being said, that is it. Send your questions to asknikkiP@gmail.com or hashtag asknikkiP and I will see you later. Bye guys.